So we're talking about the CRM market and how an active versus passive CRM can help you in your sales process. So the whole market can be divided into two axes like this. And on this axis we have active versus passive CRM systems. So active versus passive. On this axis we're talking about easy to use CRMs over here versus complex CRMs that are much more customizable over here. So we have, let's call this simple and this complex. Complex but customizable. So what does this mean? Passive CRMs are just like a database. You store information in them, but they don't give you much back. It's basically a database. Whereas active CRMs, the more active we go, the more information they gather and the more they automate your tasks and your sales process and even your communication. So when we're talking about simple versus complex, simple CRM systems, they come with standard modules. They all have contacts, accounts, opportunities. That's something all CRMs have. But you can't build your own modules in them. Whereas with complex CRM systems, you can basically build any module that you want. You can even make some of them into a full ERP system. They can handle your billing, they can handle invoicing and all kinds of stuff, time logging, project management. So that's what we mean by complex and customizable. You can basically build it to fully customize to your company. So if the whole market is like this, we can talk about a couple of different examples in these quadrants. And so if we're talking about complex and customizable CRMs, we're talking about companies such as Microsoft and Salesforce. So these are fully customizable platforms. You can basically build anything you want, but they're also much more costly to get started with, to customize. I mean, of course you can use the vanilla versions, but then you're just going to get a basic CRM that doesn't do much. And over here we're talking about players like HubSpot and in our case SharpSpring. And often an active CRM will have marketing components built in because it's the marketing components that enable you to automate things, to communicate with your customers, to retarget your customers. And these are often simpler, they are easier to get started with, and they're used for salespeople to get started quickly and then automate a lot of the work that they do. So that's what we're talking about. This is how the CRM market looks, and depending on your needs, this is what you should look at.